So you may have heard the statistic that 75% of couples that go for traditional marriage counselling end up worse off or divorced rather than it helping them. This is alarming, and there are many reasons why this is so. So I'm going to share some of the main reasons with you and give you some tools and some tips so that if you do decide to go for marriage counselling, you can guide it to get the most out of your time and investment. So let's look at why it can often fail. Well, let's imagine this scenario. You have two people coming to a counsellor, and the counsellor says, right, why are you here? What's going wrong? What's led you to book this? So the couple say, well, we had this massive argument 10 days ago or 2 weeks ago, and he said this and she said that, and they said this to me, and they smashed the phone, and they did this, and it just, creates all this negativity. And what the couple do is they then relive the anger, relive the experience, and then they leave feeling like, oh God, I'm so angry with you now, I don't even want to speak to you. On the way home from the counsellor, they have an argument, or they just sit there feeling like, I can't believe you did that. And they just relive the negative experiences, which of course, it doesn't take a scientist to work that out. That's going to make you more angry, more upset, probably lack hope and faith in your relationship. Another major reason why it fails is it focuses too much on the past. So, what are all the events that have gone wrong? What do you want to change that hasn't worked? What are you unhappy about? And then all the couple do is relive all the negative experiences, reinforce all the negative things that have happened, so that their memories get re-flooded with all the negative events, the negative feelings, the negative experiences, which then stop the positive from coming through. And I'm not sure whether you've heard the latest statistics from neuroscience, but the average person has 70,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of those thoughts are on repeat. So let's say you go to a counsellor on regular sessions, you remember and relive all these negative experiences. Because of the way that our thoughts work, we repeat those thoughts. So couples end up repeating all the negative thoughts in their mind after the sessions. So they're going around having more negative thoughts about their partner, about the relationship, about their time together, and then this creates more hostility, more negativity, more resentment in the home. And the third reason why it often doesn't work is it focuses too much on feelings. Imagine this scenario. You have a couple going to a counsellor because there's been an affair. Let's say in this example, the husband has cheated. And the counsellor will say, okay, it's your turn to share, what would you like to share? The husband will say, I want to fix the relationship. I feel really unhappy about what I've done. I want to fix the relationship. Okay, so how are you feeling? I feel terrible. I want to fix the relationship. Okay, so let's just put the fixing a relationship aside. How are you feeling? Well, I feel bad. Okay, so bad isn't really a feeling. How do you feel? And the counsellor just wants them to go into their feelings, whereas the husband is like, I just want to fix the relationship. And the counsellor's like, no, you're not talking about your feelings. I want to hear your feelings. So the man gets frustrated and is like, okay, I feel awful. Please, can you give me the tools to fix the relationship? And the counsellor is not trained to give the tools and the actions and the steps forward. They just want to focus too much on the feelings, and then they may turn to the wife. So how are you feeling? I feel angry, I feel sad. Okay. So share a bit more about your feelings. And so all the couple do is share their feelings, but there's no strategies, there's no tools, there's no steps. So in order to help you guide your counsellor, let me share how I help couples. I help couples by first looking at the actions to bring them closer. No matter what a couple have gone through, you need actions to change things. Talking does nothing. If talking worked, couples wouldn't even need any kind of support at all, because they would just talk at home and then they'd be able to resolve their issues. Talking does nothing. It's about the actions that come from the talking. So every time you're talking through things, you need to be asking, what actions can we take? Whether it's a loving date night, whether it's more time for communication, whether it's enhancing your intimacy, enhancing your communication, being more attention to one another, being more present with one another, respecting one another through different steps. There's so many different ways that you can create the connection through actions. And I take couples through a list of 26 actions. The second thing you want to do is get rid of the negative thoughts, the resentments, because you can't have a great relationship if you've got lots of negative thoughts going on. It just doesn't work. If you're holding a grudge, if you're holding resentment, and there's not actions to release the negativity, release the resentment. You need positivity to have a great, thriving relationship, which is why often traditional marriage counselling doesn't work. It's got too much focus on the negative, too much focusing on what's going wrong, too much focusing on the problems, not the solutions. So that's my third step, solutions. Be solution focused. If you're working with a counsellor in your local area, ask them for solutions, ask them for tips, ask them for strategies, ask them for tools. And lastly, you want to have the communication skills to be able to talk through difficult things and move forward. Not talk through difficult things and stay stuck going, yeah, this is a problem, this is a problem, this is a problem. You want to be focusing on the steps to move you forward. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been useful for you. Do reach out if you have any questions about my audio programs or one-to-one programs. I'll be so happy to share more with you. Check out my website, nicolabeer.com, or email me at nb@nicolabeer.com. Thanks for watching.